I went to play golf with my friend. On the third hole, he said, let's make this interesting. So we quit playing. Today, I'm going to recap a 2015 action crime film called The Crew. The movie starts in a forest. There's a group of skilled robbers from Paris who are good at stealing from armored vehicles. Yanis Zeri, the leader, is in the car with his close friends Nasser, Franck, and his younger brother, Amine. Yanis needs someone who knows about bombs for a big heist. Nasser introduces him to Eric, a young guy who knows a lot about blowing things up, whom he met in jail. The team meets Eric and asks him to place a bomb on a sewer cover. While they're playing soccer later on, Yanis notices Amine has brought some girls to the game. Later, during a meal, Yanis asks Amine why he brought girls to the soccer game. Amine says he didn't tell them anything about their criminal work. Yanis enjoys planning and doing complicated heists, but instead of showing off his wealth or living fancy, he chooses to stay under the radar, washing the money he makes through his friends and family's businesses. Even though Amine just drives for the crew, he feels he isn't paid enough. Yanis tells him he's paid well, especially because they're brothers. The next day, the crew prepares for a heist. Specifically, they plan to stop and steal from an armored vehicle carrying cash. While the rest wait in 2 cars, Nasser is in a truck, knowing they have only one shot at this. When Yanis spots the armored vehicle, he rams his BMW into it, causing a crash. Later, Nasser is seen blocking the van's only way out. Then, Eric sets off a smoke grenade inside after he blasts open the van's back door. The smoke makes the guards come out, and the gang quickly overpowers them, pushing them to the ground. The crew then grabs the cash and speeds away. When they reach a remote area far from the city, they throw away their weapons and blow up their car. Back home, they notice the news is already covering their crime. Amine is told to dump all the guns in a river. The next day, the gang meets in a hotel room to discuss dividing the loot. Yanis gives Eric an envelope with 300,000 euros when he shows up. Suddenly, Franck enters and says he saw Eric involved with drugs. Eric admits he uses oxycodone because of pain from an old injury. Nasser strongly believes they should trust Eric. Finally, Yanis agrees and lets him go. Later, Eric lands a job and makes a good chunk of money. Yanis goes to give his sister, Nora, 10,000 euros, but she doesn't take it. Meanwhile, Eric goes home to his wife, Audrey, and tells her that his pals will be coming over for dinner. Audrey worries Eric might get arrested again, but he comforts her, kisses her, and promises they'll go to Argentina together. The following day, Yanis meets up with Marion, his former girlfriend. He tries to convince her to reconcile, but she thinks he's leading a life of crime and ends their relationship. Everyone has a pleasant time and gets acquainted over dinner. Later, Eric goes to the bathroom to take more pills, but decides to throw them away instead. He talks to Yanis and shares that he was previously arrested and imprisoned for 7 years. Yanis has always avoided jail due to his careful planning of jobs. A few days later, Nora, Amin's sister, is visited by an unknown man at her work. She quickly informs Yanis, telling him that the stranger is tracking Amine. Yanis, Nora, and Nasser visit Amin's home to investigate. They discover that Amine retained a firearm from the heist and sold it. Yanis is enraged as the police held onto the bullets and can trace the gun back to the crime. Yanis dials the stranger's number from Amin's phone and learns he sold the gun to a drug dealer in a poor neighborhood. Regrettably, the police discovered it and the dealer received a 10-year sentence. The man on the line says they need to meet to discuss, or Yanis' family will be in danger. Yanis agrees to a meeting location and ends the call. That night, they reach the specified address, and Yanis introduces himself as Amine. His eyes are covered, and he is brought to a gang leader named Salif. Yanis attempts to offer money to resolve the situation peacefully, but Salif declines, demanding Yanis steal a drug shipment from Belgium as repayment. Initially, Yanis is reluctant, but soon realizes he has no other option. When discussing with his gang, Franck strongly objects to the plan, refusing to take part as he doesn't want to be involved in murder and drug trafficking. Yanis and Nora are growing anxious, but Yanis asks her to stay out of it. He lets her know that her boyfriend, Franck, has decided not to participate. Later, Yanis goes to see his mother, even though they aren't on speaking terms anymore. He tries to persuade her to stay at his place for a couple of nights, but she declines. He departs, instructing Nasser to watch over her, and mentions that they need additional people for their task. Yanis and Nasser approach Eric at his job and ask him to join, promising a share of 900,000 euros. Eric informs his girlfriend, who is worried, and attempts to dissuade him. Simultaneously, Nora has a disagreement with Franck because he opted not to assist Yanis in the task. Some days later, the crew commences their operation. Nasser hijacks a truck and rams into the car carrying the drugs, resulting in the death of its 2 occupants. Yanis shows up soon after, and they extract the bodies. Eric then uses an excavator to seize the car. Suddenly, during a surprise shootout, Nasser is hit. Yanis successfully eliminates the 2 attackers, but Nasser succumbs to his injuries. Yanis and Eric place Nasser in a vehicle and set it ablaze. They then drive the truck towards Salif. En route, Yanis calls Salif, asserting that Salif must now adhere to his terms. However, Yanis overlooks one detail. Salif has located his mother's residence and has taken her captive. Yanis contacts Amine and his crew, instructing them to tail him. Yanis and Eric hand over the drugs to Salif. After Eric lowers the car, Salif's henchmen keep them at gunpoint as others inspect the cargo. One of the thugs taunts Eric, insinuating involvement with his wife, but Yanis attempts to soothe him. Shortly after, Salif's group notices Amin's crew approaching and alerts Salif. Salif suspects Yanis is trying to ambush him, but the car soon departs. Upon its discovery, a sudden shootout ensues involving one of Amin's associates. Salif hastily escapes in a car, leaving a henchman behind. Yanis takes the man captive, demanding to know his mother's location. The henchman discloses the address, and they rush there in Amin's car. Meanwhile, Salif orders his subordinate to execute Yanis' mother. The man hesitates, and luckily, Yanis arrives just in time to rescue her. He takes his mother and flees with a comrade. Once outside, his ally is unexpectedly killed by Salif, who had been lying in wait. Salif attempts to shoot Yanis, but misses. Yanis, with sharp shooting skills, first hits Salif in the leg and then walks up to shoot him 2 more times. Yanis notices Amine arriving, but also sees a police car in pursuit. Amine diverts the police, enabling Yanis to speed away with his mother in a hijacked car. When Eric returns home, he's devastated to find his dog dead. Entering the house, he's further shocked to see his girlfriend murdered. This deepens the crisis. Distraught, Eric breaks down. On top of everything, he realizes Salif's crew took all the money they had stolen earlier. Eric then heads to his son's school to collect him. Meanwhile, Yanis and his mother reach Nora's place, where the rest of the crew is waiting. Yanis tells his mother they need to quickly flee to Morocco, but she insists on not leaving without Amine. That night, Yanis meets his lawyer. He shares plans of relocating his family to Casablanca via boat and asks his lawyer to move his assets to Morocco and keep him updated about his brother's jail release. Yanis visits his former girlfriend, trying to convince her to join him in Morocco, but she declines and walks away. When Eric and his son arrive at Yanis' place, Yanis offers them refuge in Morocco. Eric, grateful, proposes to help free Amine, while his son travels to Morocco with Nora and her mom. Yanis and the team plot to free Amine from a police van. They manage to free him and make a quick escape, with police on motorcycles hot on their trail. As they reach a parking area for their escape vehicle, they're met with police gunfire. Thanks to Yanis' covering fire, Amine and Eric are able to board a departing city bus, watching as Yanis slowly leaves the parking area, only to be shot by a young cop. The two then journey onward, eventually reaching a Moroccan port via a fishing boat. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.